A very good morning, students. So today, after all dealing so many grammar topics and all, even I'm sick to go ahead with them. So let's move on to an interesting topic. I should say the poem which is there for your in your first unit, Geetanjali. Okay, so it is a group of it's an anthology, but we have only one poem, that is Geetanjali 35, poem 35. Okay, so we all know, I think most of you all know, it is by Rabindranath Tagore. So this particular, about Geetanjali, I would like to divide it into two parts. Where first part I would like to, give a brief description about Geetanjali, about the poet Rabindranath Tagore. In the second part, we will talk about the poem. Okay, so slowly we will move. So we all know, as I told you, Rabindranath Tagore, a native of Calcutta, India, who wrote in Bengali and often translated his own work into English. He himself did it. Rabindranath Tagore won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1913, the first Asian person to receive the honor. We should be proud of Rabindranath Tagore. He wrote poetry, fiction, drama, essays, and songs, promoted reforms in education. Okay, he brought drastic changes in education, aesthetics, and religion. And in his late 60s, he even turned to visual arts, producing 2,500 paintings and drawings before his death. So such a great personality. Everyone should know at least a bit about Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so he's well known Asian person, the first Asian person to receive the Nobel Prize, that too for literature in 1930. So he touched all the genres, okay, when it comes to poetry, fiction, drama, essays, songs. Right now, the poem which we have under our syllabus, okay, is Geetanjali. Let's move ahead. I've collected some important points about Geetanjali. Geetanjali is a collection of 103 Bengali poems which were translated to several languages like in English and other European languages. So we should be proud of Rabindranath Tagore, where it's been translated to a number of languages and it's a well-known book. The meaning of the term explains the nature of the book. Geetanjali, you should know the meaning of this particular term. The term comes from the merge of two words, Geet and Anjali. Now, Geet means song and Anjali means offering. So, therefore, it means songs of offerings. So, Geetanjali means songs of offerings. Firstly, most of these songs, it's a combination of 1 or 3 poems. So, there are different, themes used by the poet. So firstly, if I talk, these poems are written as conversations between the poet and God. Initially, it was a conversation between God and the poet. And later it was written in the context of British India. So that time we were really seriously fighting for independence. So the middle part of the poems, the theme was covered on British India. And lastly, the songs of Geetanjali have a deep connection with nature. So the poet connected himself with nature. So it has been divided into 3 parts, and poem 35 comes under the second part where the context of British India is taken into picture. Okay. Now, before I read this poem, I would like to share a few more points about Geetanjali. Poem 35. Now, where the mind is without fear. Now, this is the title of that particular poem, 35. Okay, so few lines about the poem. Where the mind is without fear. It's by Rabindranath Tagore, is one of his vastly read and discussed poems. So this is a very famous poem. It was originally composed in Bengali, possibly in 1900, under the title Prarthana, meaning prayer. Okay, Tagore himself translated the Bengali poem into English, as it was already been discussed. Okay, and that translation appeared as poem 35 in his Nobel-winning anthology, Geetanjali. So this anthology of Geetanjali brought him the Nobel Prize. And this poem has been very much popularized. What is the name of the poem? Where the Mind is Without Fear. Poem 35. It has been translated by him himself. Okay, so Geetanjali is nothing but song of offerings. So when the poem was written, India was under the British rule and people were eagerly waiting to get freedom from the British rule. Okay, so that was the theme he took to write this, the second part of the poems. The poem is written in the form of a prayer to God. So it's in the form of a prayer as like a conversation and praying to God. The period is the British moment. Okay, the Almighty for a true freedom for his country. So he is requesting God, he's praying God, he wanted to have a free India. And thus Tagore reveals his own concept of freedom throughout the poem. So what exactly he felt about independent India is clearly conveyed through this poem called Where the Mind is Without Fear. Okay, so quickly we'll read the poem for this part, and in the later session, line by line, I'll be discussing about the poem. Let me read the poem. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. So, in the form of prayer, he's requesting God to instill the strength in the countrymen, where when they fight against independence, they should be held with dignity. He also discussed few things about knowledge. He also spoke about striving stretches its arms towards perfection. So whatever we do, we should keep in mind that it should be perfect. He also discussed about clear stream of reason. That is, our minds should be clear. Whatever we do, and we should put 100%. Okay, that is also very, very important. And also led forward. We should always go ahead. Ever widening thought. Instead of having narrow ideas, we should always be broad in thinking. So, to such heaven, I request God you to instill, in my countrymen the strength and awaken my country. So we'll stop here and we'll discuss about the poem line by line in another session. Thank you, students.